Working with the right pros could save you millions. Let's dive into that topic, shall we? I have it on secondhand knowledge, a story of a woman who was about to remove subjects on a home she was going to buy. One of the most important things to her for this home was her ability to build a laneway house at the back of the property for her son. Head down to City Hall and check with them to make sure that the bylaws allow you to build a laneway house at this property. So she went to City Hall, went through things with the clerk at City Hall, and got it in writing that yes, she would be allowed to build a laneway home on this property. Fast forward 12 hours, they're about to remove subjects, and her realtor starts really reading through the title of this property, and in doing so comes across the fact that there's a covenant on the property that possibly would not allow her to build that laneway home that was so important to her. So they didn't remove subjects, which means the deal fell through. The timeline came through and that was that. But nonetheless, they went to City Hall the next day to confirm what they thought they might understand. And so this time they talked to one of the managers at City Hall, and I suspect this time they were also armed with the title search. That secondary meeting at City Hall uncovered the fact that no, they would not be allowed to build that laneway home without jumping through a multitude of hoops like rezoning. The long story short is this woman was this close from removing subjects and doing so under the confidence that she had it in writing from City Hall that she was okay to build a laneway home, only to have removed, had she gone through and trusted the word of that clerk, she would be the new owner of a property that she doesn't want, that doesn't work for her, her life, and her family. And do you think that there is any accountability at the city level for doling out bad advice? No, there's none. I don't understand how people don't understand how critical their input is for people in these times. I mean, this clerk knew that this woman was about to transact on the purchase of a property. We're talking millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. My ask is, hey, bureaucrats, put yourself in the taxpayer's shoes. How would you feel if you got advice telling you that you were good to go on a property only to find out after the fact that you can't do what you want without spending tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in rezoning? We have to do better. We need to collaborate. And we need to find ways for city staff to make sure that they're giving advice based off of solid information, how anybody could even possibly suggest what can or can't be done. It's my experience anyways, there's no way to give out that kind of information. Like if you want to know if you can build a laneway house or not, I mean, you can't know that without first having a copy of the title and an up-to-date survey showing where all of the existing structures are on the property. I mean, there are setbacks, there's all sorts of things that come into play here. So we have to make sure that the guidance that we're giving potential homeowners or existing homeowners is rock solid. We really also ought to be looking for ways to cut down on red tape and confusion while we're at it. If you're transacting or thinking about buying a home or a property, make sure you work with a real estate lawyer. Make sure you work with an experienced realtor who has knowledge about the area in which you're purchasing. If you're not sure, get sure, because at the end of the day, you, the homeowner, are going to be on the hook for everything. So do your due diligence. Don't get bullied. Don't rush. Make sure you know before you go, and make sure, I would suggest anyways, you work with a lawyer, not a notary, on that transaction. The number of things my lawyers in the past have caught and flagged for me prior to transacting on a home has been plentiful. Conversely, I have dealt with many homeowners who have worked with notaries on the transaction, and because they don't have deep training and deep knowledge in real estate law, they just don't see that there's certain things that need to get done or certain issues that are there. So don't cut corners, don't cheap out. Make sure you work with the right people and know that, spending an extra couple $100 here, hell, even an extra couple $1,000 here or there. Like we're talking about, in this case, a $1.8 million transaction. She wasn't cheaping out. And because she didn't, she worked with a phenomenal realtor. She worked with a knowledgeable mortgage broker. And, together these guys figured out that she couldn't do what she wanted. So make sure you work with people that know what they're doing. Can't urge you to think about that more. That's my take. Thanks for watching.